this Monday afternoon. The last time we spoke to Harrogate singer-songwriter Christopher Taylor, surprisingly, and it's funny how time passes so quickly now, was just as York recorded its first COVID-19 case. He'd released a song called My Angel, and we were talking to him about his music and about being a musician and songwriting and all that sort of thing. And it's hard to imagine, going back to that point in the year, how, looking back really bizarrely, I suppose, just how quickly it's passed. But what's lockdown been like for a musician? Where does inspiration come from? Do you actually get inspiration from things that are happening during something like COVID-19? I'm delighted to say Christopher Taylor from Harrogate is with me on the line. Hello.
Hello there.
That's surprising that it's passed that quickly since we last talked to you at the back of when the start of all this, with the first couple of cases when they were announced in York.
It was the York Hotel. I remember talking to you and Anna, and we were just before we actually did the interview, and we'd heard on the news that there'd been the hotel incident, and 6 months on, a few more months on, what a difference the world is.
Absolutely. And actually, Chris, looking back to that point, I know it's a silly thing to say, but this is where time does tend to play tricks with you. It's passed pretty quickly in a bizarre sort of way, or it seems to have.
Now and again, I think time's been an interesting thing when you look at how soon weekends come around. I mean, weekends used to be when I used to play most of the time doing gigs and things, and that's all very, very different now. But, I've done a number of songs in that 6-7 months. I released a song just after My Angel, which was right at the beginning of everything going a bit crazy and things closing down in March. And then I've just released one actually coming up in October now. So I've tried to keep writing. I've tried to keep thinking about things we can do, because the gigs are not there anymore, or haven't been anyway up until recently.
We talk about inspiration, and any sort of artist will need inspiration to do what they do during something like this, where sort of this enforced lack of freedom to some degree. Can you find inspiration in things that are happening during something like a lockdown?
I guess not everybody's going to be the same, but I've been trying to look for some of the positives you can bring out of this. I think I, as well as a lot of us, all struggled at the beginning about what does this mean, how long is this going to last. I was challenged in June by the studio I work with in London to do a thing called Tunes for June, and they challenged me to do a cover of a song every day in June. And that was really quite, not just demanding, but it was almost like doing a gig a day. And that was quite useful, and that was quite inspirational actually for me, just playing again, singing again, connecting with people on Twitter and Facebook and things. And that's been the main thing I've tried to do, I guess. We've got social media. It's had a massive impact, positively and negatively in this crisis. But that was a great way for me to be able to connect with fans, both in this country and abroad, through social media. So that's been a positive for me, I guess.
So this new ballad that's coming out, it's called We Are One.
It is.
And this is taken from a lovely bit of inspiration.
It is. And, surprisingly enough for me, I don't write many love songs, do I? Because I think My Angel obviously was a love song. It is a love song, and it was inspired by some close friends who I've known them for a long time. And it was watching their relationship grow over the years, and they've had some real difficulties in the last few months because they were trying to get married in COVID times and everything else like that. But the song was trying to capture love it within this song, and how someone who is special and makes you feel special, you can be one, but at the same time within that relationship, you can be yourself. And I found that watching their relationship grow, that was quite inspirational for me, and that's where the sort of idea for the song came from.
And how important is it as a musician, Christopher, to actually get this song out there?
Oh, very. We talk about what's going on with the music industry, and it's still, it's very, very much in the air, isn't it, as we speak about what's going to be happening this week and everything else. what's been great recently is a few places have tried to do live music and come up with some really innovative ideas about how we can play and what we can do. And I've been lucky enough to get on a rota of gigs in a bistro, the Fashion House Bistro in Harrogate, who's trying to get some live music on a Sunday. So that at least we're getting the outlet for our sort of passion, if you like. But I was able to get down to the studio in London in August with proper social distancing arrangements. We recorded the song, and this is, I guess, my way of trying to do something now when we're still in a world of where we don't really know where things are going.
And how can we get hold of We Are One?
Okay, well, from today, it's going to be on pre-save links on all my social media pages. I mean, on Facebook, I am Christopher Taylor Music, and on Instagram, I'm C Taylor Music. So there's going to be pre-save links for some of the big playlists there. And then it will be formally released on the 30th of October, Friday the 30th of October. Then it will be available on all the line where you say it's available on all major platforms will be true on the 30th of October.
And what are you working on at the moment then?
Well, I've done three songs that are forming this EP, and I wanted to do this one first because it meant something to me out of what's gone on in the last few months. My Angel, interestingly enough, is being re-released as another Christmas single again towards the beginning of December. And then the other songs that I recorded as part of this EP will come out in the new year. So hopefully, well, we'll just see where things go.
Terrific. Good to catch up, Christopher. Thanks ever so much. Singer-songwriter, Harrogate-based Christopher Taylor. We wish him all the best.
BBC Radio York.